All right, y'all. So today we are pulling double duty. I have to do Down for the Counts podcast today, as well as making sure we get Freestyle Wednesday over here on my YouTube channel. So we're going to do this simultaneously, okay? Today, I have my podcast girls. I've got Alexis and I've got Nicole. Janae is out. You guys know the deal. But we're going to be talking about the success of evolution. We're going to be talking about the injury report and everybody that's on it. We're going to give you guys an update on Seth if you haven't gotten it already. And we're going to talk about Adam Cole. We're going to give you some slight info about All In, cover everything briefly when it comes to some of the PLEs that we watched over the weekend. And of course, we're going to talk about Goldberg and his comments in regards to his retirement speech and match. And then we're going to round it out with some match speculation for SummerSlam and where things could go. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the success of Evolution. Evolution was this past Sunday, and it was an incredible show. If you didn't get the chance to watch it, you should watch it like now. Go, go watch it. It was so good. I was so proud of everybody on that card. Every single match was worth watching. I wasn't the biggest fan of Tiffany and Trisha's match, but I will say that they didn't stink up the joint, that they were solid, and
I
everybody
was
was,
very, very shocked about how
yeah,
bad that match was.
it was a decent match. And they didn't stink up the joint, and I was surprised. And the only reason why they were low on the totem pole, in my opinion, is because they had um, the least interest in their match, honestly. Everybody else had like a true feud or something going on, and Tiffany and Trish were just a one-off thing, which is fine because they pulled out a decent match. And Trish Stratus, she is what she claims to be. She is the GOAT. She was taking Tiffany toe to toe, and honestly, I would have gave her the championship. But that's just me. That's just me. I've already covered evolution on my show, so I am going to stop talking and I'll let one of the other ladies have their say about how they felt about evolution.
Nicole, you want to go first since I'm always going first? Nicole,
What?
You there?
Yeah, no, I'm typing. Well, sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, she asked if you wanted to go first and
No,
give
you
your
can go
thoughts.
first. I need to finish this thought on my paragraph.
okay. I was very sports entertained with Evolution 2. Way better, like by so many yards from Evolution 1. The matches were clean, especially Tiffany's, which I was really shocked at. Like I really expected this one to, and it's no shade to Trish. I was really expecting this one to like stink up the joint. But honestly, like it was so much better than Evolution 1. The matches were clean. Nobody botched. Nobody botched. Like I was I was watching it and I was like, this is okay. And it was good, man. And then like I had so many times when I cried during this damn thing because to me this seems like with this evolution they seem to like care more. I don't know if that's the word to use or whatever, but like they were showing the women's legends and showing like the people who weren't there anymore, and they were showing like old school girls too, like Mildred Burke. And it especially now, right now, or where we're at in the world, where women's what women have done for the world is trying to be taken away from people. Seeing this, it felt really good to me. And I don't know why. I kept crying through this whole thing and I fucking hated it. And I think one of my favorite things was, and I'm pretty sure y'all are going to say something, but when Charlotte came out and how last week we were really defending her and all that shit. And the way she came out and the reception that she got from the fans in Atlanta and people cheering her and, clapping for her and standing up for her. And you could tell she walked out and she had like the biggest smile on her face. And then you heard the chants that was saying, "We want Charlotte." I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just times when I was just sitting back and I was like, women are fucking awesome, man. Like, that crowd was insane. They put production value into it. And I find it really, really funny because I knew Rio and Io and Rhea was going to be like one of the best matches of the night. I know those girls were not going to disappoint on talent level. And right when they were both being laid out in the ring, I looked at Rico because he was home. And I said, "Naomi, you got wow, what did I say? I said, Naomi, you got some time to do something really funny." And as soon as I said that, her music hit.
Mm.
And I was
Donnie
like,
said, not to cut you off, Alexis, but I want you to hear this. He said that the crowd was 50-50 on Tiffany and Trish, which I expected. But he also said that it was a lot of men in the audience at Evolution.
real. Oh, yeah. Our friend Donnie actually went to Evolution.
Yeah, he was there, child, and he had the time of his life. He was on a high this past weekend. Don went to go see Beyonce, and he just had him a good old time. Okay? But he said it was hella men in there. And he said, unbeknownst to him, he was very surprised at the fact that it was that many men in there. I don't think I'm that surprised. I'm not that surprised.
Right. I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm kind of surprised because everyone was just like, "Oh, who's gonna go see this? Who's gonna have, an audience, blah blah blah." And it's just, I don't know, it was just something that was so special about this Evolution compared to the first one. And like, Naomi cashing in and the matches were great. Even like the not the gauntlet, but
The
the
Battle Royal.
oil. I'm sorry, it's been a week and my brain
Oh,
is
it's
crap.
fine.
And
It's fine.
that battle royal was so much better than the first one. And girl, I was screaming, like me and Rico were watching it. We were screaming for Lash to win, like getting off our feet, yelling kind of shit. And it was awesome. Like I have no complaints about this show. I really don't. It was
Nicole,
good.
go ahead, Alexis. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
And then I'm on a delay, so it was just good. I would say it's probably one of the best PLEs they've put on this entire year.
I have to agree with that. That's actually very true. Um, Nicole, you okay to give your thoughts, or you want
Yeah,
to?
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, I mean that's the consensus all around, and this is amongst like fans and like content creators and stuff. I've seen it from multiple people, and like the surprising one, which I like woke up in the middle of the night because I play YouTube videos, I'll fall asleep, was fucking JD from New York,
Ew.
What
of
did he
all
say?
people.
He obviously was bigging it up like everybody else.
Yeah, no, and he was like, honestly, he was like, this is the best. He's like, this is probably their best pay-per-view of the year.
It
And he's
is,
like, and they gave them no fucking build-up. He's like, that's crazy. And
but
he
that
was
speaks to the
like,
testament of those superstars, though,
yes.
and what they can do.
And that's what I'm saying, like the consensus all around and that. And when I'm saying like this is from like so many people, so that shows, okay, next year we should do this again next year. And we should invest a little bit more into building these storylines attached to it, because the only real storyline walking into Evolution was the triple threat
And Rhea
of,
and Io,
huh, not,
Rhea
I
and
don't
Io.
consider that because they, and I'll get to that in a second. I mean, to me, like a true like story feud. Them bitches was just spinning a block again, in my opinion. That's how I feel about the EO and Rhea. I feel like that's not. I don't consider that a match build up. I feel like that's a spin the block because we've seen that too many times, and that's not to discredit from the match. That's probably one of the that's match of the year contender.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I gotta call a spade a spade. Yes, I love that that match happened. It was fantastic. I was so happy to watch it. But at the same time, we need to get Rhea somewhere else. At this point, I literally want her. I want them to move her to SmackDown.
I've been saying it, but everybody told me no, she needs to stay on
No,
Raw.
I think they need to move her to SmackDown. Bianca needs to go to Raw.
I let her stay there and let them fight.
I think she also could do with the changes. See, out of someone over there needs to go to Raw. Or actually,
Well,
no, you could probably leave that spot open and probably just pull someone up. I think
From
it's
NXT.
still, I think it's still a little bit too early for Lash to get pulled up.
I
I
mean,
think, and this
Naomi's
is no, and this is not poo poo to her. Like she did fantastic. I just want more time for her to get more developed in season because if Trick ain't even up there yet, my opinion, she shouldn't be up there either.
Trick should have been gone, if we're being honest.
Yes, so that's my point. So I think it's a little too, I feel like the only person that should be pulled up is, and is most likely getting pulled up is probably Jordan.
Yeah.
I feel like after this feud with Blake, I feel like her time in NXT is up because she is on a main roster contract. She's not on an NXT contract.
And she's not getting that title. Like, she's going
And
to be
she's
like,
not getting that title, which is
yeah,
fine
yeah,
if she's not going to get that title. You know what? Move Rhea to SmackDown.
yeah. Put Jordan in her
Move
place on
Jordan to
Raw.
No, I think Jordan should go to SmackDown.
Really?
I think Jordan should go to SmackDown. I feel like Raw is a lot.
well, I mean, I was just thinking this. I mean, if Naomi cashed in and now she's champion on Raw, one of the Raw girls do need to go over to SmackDown. And I mean, I said it last week. Y'all know I love Rhea. I'm a big fan. But I'm even getting tired of her
Yeah.
always going after the.
So yeah,
They need.
and that yeah, she needs to go. And I mean, obviously, like, and then obviously there's the rumors about how they're looking to reunite the Usos.
Yeah.
So like, I think she's gonna stay on Raw regardless. I think that was just like I feel like this is something like they were like, okay, we're gonna kill a bunch of birds with one stone, which is
Yeah, that
smart.
can
Like
get
I'm
her
not
over there easy.
get her over there easy.
Hmm.
We always know married couples follow each other. So and
Yeah.
then obviously the rumors, but just to go back to Evolution as a whole, like I was just very happy they did. Everyone should pat themselves, do a phenomenal job. One person that shockingly surprised me was Nikki Bella.
Why?
I did not think she rest. I and you know we give her a lot of her and her sister a lot of boohoo, but she wrestled really well.
I'll give her that. She was okay.
I think I was like very very shocked and surprised, but and I'm happy because it's like if you want to come back in a more fuller time capacity, you can tell that she was putting in work, which I always like to see.
Yeah.
Plus,
Um,
I'll even fucking that
huh?
at that because I was like, man, she might win this battle royal thing.
Yeah, like I was very like I was shocked. I was like wow. But again, I love that, like, and that's and also that goes into evolution, like them evolving not only as characters but as women within. So I just thought it was just so nice to see like literally the evolution. And then I also want to talk about this. Everyone, and again, like, and I do feel bad for who was it that was on a pre-show, and I did feel a little bad for her when she was talking. Um, I know everyone loves the old girls, And I don't mean old like they're old in age. I mean like the older girls, like the
The
OGs.
old guard, the OGs.
But at the same time, and what I really liked about it, and what surprisingly, what I agreed with Hunter about, this is to showcase the current and the future.
Yes.
Fair enough.
This is, and again, and everyone was like, well, there weren't like the blah, blah, blah returns. And then it's like, I feel like that was the point of the first one.
And the
Point of
first
the
one,
first one, got all the OGs, blah, 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 got all the older girls. And that's literally was majority of that show. But now, especially with NXT and everything else, we need to show, okay, this is what that has evolved to. That's the whole point, in my opinion, of evolution. Should
yes.
be look at how we evolve. This is the future. This is now, and this is the future. And you showcase people like the Jordan Graces, like the JC Janes, like the Lash Legends, like who else really stood out that was old? Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka had an amazing weekend.
She did great.
She had an amazing weekend, and I'm glad that I'm getting proven right, because I said once people start really paying attention to her, and once she really starts getting a little bit more into her bag, I said she is going to blow up. That girl has a very high ceiling, and I'm very happy for her for that, because again, she seems like she's a nice young woman as well. And stop asking if she's black. Her daddy
Yeah,
is
I don't
black.
like
She
that.
is not a quarter. She is not an eighth. She is half black.
It
She calls herself black. Just because she is white passing and has blonde hair does not diminish her for what she is. That's all
You
I'm
let,
gonna say about that.
let her be what she is. She don't have to lie about that.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
relax.
I'm so sick of that fucking discourse, and people kind of aim that towards Ricky too. I said, let's not.
Well, they do it to Mia Yim too. They're like, oh, she Asian.
No, they do
She
do it to me, and she gets the
she's
worst.
half black, half Asian. She calls
Yeah.
herself Asian for fuck's sake. Like,
They
Yeah.
don't care. They
They
don't
don't
care.
care, and that's the same thing when they were like when like Soul showed her dad. They were like, "Oh, well, he's half," and she's like, "No,
He's
not.
black.
He's a full black man."
You can tell. Look at the damn picture.
You
Like
can look at her face, and
he,
that's what I'm telling. Like,
he
look at her face.
I just think Soul's really pretty, and she reminds me of a Barbie doll that I had when I was a kid.
She
she's
she
gorgeous.
has a black woman shaped face. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it, but it is.
Bones.
It's one of those things.
When she smiles, you can
You
definitely
can
tell.
tell. I was like, and then once I really looked, I was like, okay, now I can see it. But
It's
it's
the
like
Yeah.
cheek.
you can. It's I don't know. It's something. Her whole face. It's some. Her whole entire. You can tell, because if she was a tad, little bit darker,
And had darker hair.
I low key think it's the hair.
It's the hair.
Honestly, I think it's the hair.
It
I
is
think if
the
her hair
hair.
was dark, it was like that, because that's how Kiana is. And Kiana had blonde hair.
Yeah. When
Speaking of
Kiana's hair is
Kiana, her
dark.
shirt. Did anyone see her post of like she was backstage?
Mm-mm.
Her tits look great. That was a great job. I don't know who did them. They did a really good job. Tiffany should hit up Kiana, because
Nicole.
they look great. They looked again, and again. I don't, this is fucked up. I'm talking about someone's boob job while we're talking about evolution, but um, she looked fantastic. I was like, wow, that's such a great job they did. Tiffany's, again, I'm not gonna poo poo on Tiffany on her body, but again, like I don't like doing that. But again, those things looked fantastic. I was so jealous. I said, once I get some money, that's going to be me. But yeah, I think I just all around, it was like it was a really great pay-per-view. Kudos to everything. So happy Naomi got her moment. I was so happy she got her moment also on Monday.
Yeah.
Like whatever, like I think her time away or her time in TNA really helped her flush herself out
Mm-hmm.
as like a character and everything. So I'm so happy for her for that aspect. I think she, again, like phenomenal. And I also loved how behind everyone has, like, it's people are starting to finally hop on the train.
Mm.
On this
And
shit for
so So again, like I'm so happy for her. That was such a good moment. That was a fantastic cash in. That was I love a really smart cash in.
I agree. It was
That was
very
besides her,
unexpected.
Seth. I can't think of someone else. That's arguably top two, top three, one of the smartest cash ins
Yeah.
because she waited till them bitches couldn't barely walk, wore each other out, even though she
Hmm.
was banged up herself, which you could see because her nose was still bleeding.
And she was hurting from being put through that damn
And yeah,
table.
and she was still hurt, but they were down so bad. She's all she got to do. As soon as I saw her shove Rhea into the pole and her flop down like that, I said, "Oh, she's gonna pin." I was like, "Oh, she's gonna have that title."
Hmm.
Yep.
Because as soon as I saw her Rhea flop to the ground, I said she's done for at least 10 minutes. And I was like, "Oh, she's." I was like, "Wow." I said, "Oh my God, they're doing it."
Me
I
and
didn't even
Rico.
need to see. I already started tweeting like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she won!" Because before she even started to right when before she even started to climb up there, I knew she had because of how Rhea rolled, like how she took Rhea out. Because I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a wrap." Because again, they wore each other. They wore each other out, beat the shit out of each
They
other,
beat the hell out of each other.
and that's how you do it. That's a smart cash in. That's how I
Yes.
would cash in. I
Oh
won't
yeah.
I,
wait to tear each other up. And it was smart because also when you turn into a triple threat, there's no rules. So she could have smacked Iona head with it. Um it was just great. I didn't understand why. I always think it's so weird, and I want someone to explain this to me, why they always bring down a referee with them, even though there's already a referee in the ring when they cash in.
Well, I think it's
I don't know
They've
about.
been doing this the past couple times, like I
Yeah,
want to say the past
they do
couple
always bring a
years.
ref down. But
Huh?
time Jessica had got knocked out. Like
She was
took
back
a
up
bump.
though.
I would have brought a ref too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I definitely would have. I don't know why they do that. I can't explain that because to me it don't make sense either when there's a perfectly good ref out there,
Yeah,
but they do it.
yeah. I That's the only thing that I find weird because I feel like Tiffany even did that.
I want to say yes. I think it's so that the announcer can know that they cash it in because every time when they did it before and they would be in the ring, it would be like a little bit of time that was happening and it didn't give them enough time to set up what they wanted to do. So instead of them going in the ring, they take the ref and go around, and then it's like the ref be verifying it is the only way I can explain it. And
I
kind
don't
of
know. I would like some. I would really like that explained and or elaborated because that's the one thing. That's the one thing I just find odd is that happens, and I'm like, why? Like why? Like why are we doing this?
now
Is
Don
there?
said he's not a fan of the live wrestling. He said it ain't for me. He said I've come to understand I don't like people. But this evolution was more of an ode to now and not to what was. He said he don't like being around people. So he said this was
Yeah,
his last one. He don't want to go to another one.
I think. I
I
mean,
think you
I
gotta
can
go with
agree
the
with
right
that.
people.
I'm very not like a whole bunch of people, but obviously, like I've gone and I have tried to gone to WrestleManias and have gone to a Mania now.
Yeah.
Um, I think honestly, I feel like you have to work your way up. I love watching live wrestling. I really like going to indie shows though. Like that's why I think you should, especially since this is eventually what you want to do, Don. I think you should try to go to more indie shows. To be
Hmm.
honest, because I feel like live wrestling is amazing, um, regardless of any, you know, promotion company, blah 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 blah. I think it's such like a great art, especially since you want to do it. It's really to see like the crowd interaction and all of that nonsense and jazz. Um, But yes, even if you don't ever want to go see a WWE show with like that many people, I still recommend going to like a live show or going to like whatever indie show in your area. That's what I wished I had. Well, now I'll have a little bit more of a flexible schedule now, but especially when I lived like back home, that's when I was able to go to like a lot of like AIW shows and shit like that. And you're in the Georgia area, and there's like a decent amount of um promotions in that area as well.
Well, all right then. So, shout out to WWE for putting on a good show with Evolution. We're going to move into the next big show that everybody was talking about with All in Texas. Now, what I saw across the board when it came to um, wrestling fans alike is a lot of WWE fans were able to catch All in Texas, and they were saying that this is what they've been wanting in WWE, that they were really excited about what they saw, and they're going to be watching AEW from here on out. Which I say, cool for me. I don't care. Watch what you want to watch. Enjoy it. Um, but the show itself, it had 12 matches on the card, including the 0 hour. 0 hour started at 1. The show actually started at 3. So you had the first match on the card was the Sons of Texas. It was Dustin Rhodes, Marshall Von Erich, Ross Von Erich, and Sammy Guevara. They all had Kevin Von Erich with them, and Kevin Von Erich has been signed to AEW, I guess, as like a liaison or character. They defeated Shane Taylor Promotions with Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, Carly Bravo, and Captain Sean Dean, with Anthony Agogo and Trish Adora. I hate that Shane Taylor. I hate that Shane Taylor isn't able to get any traction. I haven't seen him have any winning matches at all. Even when he's on a major PLE, I haven't seen her have any winning matches.
I forgot he was there, and that's no shade to him. It's probably on more on me because I haven't watched AEW, like really sat down and watched it. But I totally forgot he was there.
I see his name pop up on the cards all the time. He's always on the card, but he's usually on the losing end, and I hate that for him because he's an excellent heel and a really, really good storyteller when given the opportunity. And then they got some great people in this group with Lee Moriarty, and they've got Trisha Dora. Are you kidding? Like, former Pan African champion. Like, come on. You got some good stuff here. But, they gave that W to Sons of Texas, which is fine. It was an 8-man tag team match. That match went on for 7 minutes and 15 seconds. The second match of the night was Big Boom AJ and the Conglomeration, which was Kyle O'Reilly, Hologram, and Tomohiro Ishii. And they had Big Justice and the Rizzler with them, and they beat the Don Callis family, which consisted of Lance Archer, Ichishiro, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta. And then the third match, that match was 12 minutes and 45 seconds, by the way. And it also was an 8-man tag team match. That's crazy. FTR, go ahead.
I said, that's insane.
12 minutes for, it seemed like it was a one-off match, but it would take Nicole to explain that if she knows. I have no idea. But it was on a 0 hour, so
What do you need me to explain?
This match with Big Boom AJ and the
I
Conglomeration.
don't watch, and I'm gonna be for real. I did not see any of the 0 hour because it's just too much. I
Yeah.
don't watch any with them big boom because it's fucking stupid. Like,
I agree.
and again, like people want to like harp on, and again, I don't want to be like be tribalist with stuff because I low key think kind of the jelly roll thing is kind of stupid. But
I have to agree.
um, even though like I like him as an artist, I think that's just kind of stupid. But also shout out to Jelly Roll because he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, he's been
looking
training with Kevin Owens, by the way.
no, but
Kevin's
this
been
is
training.
beforehand. He's been like gradually like losing weight for almost a year now.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
think
I'm
he's on
very
one of those
happy and I'm
GLP
very proud of him
ones.
for turning his health around. I'm very happy for him on that aspect. Um Anything with these big boom AJ, first of all, I had no idea who those people were.
I knew who they were,
I
unfortunately.
still don't know who they are. I don't care. I think it's dumb. Like
I
that
that
Rizzler kid looks like the Habulu or whoever that person was. Do you know who
Jesus.
I'm talking about?
oh
Hold on. Hold on.
I
Go ahead.
where the hell did they come
And like
from?
this is gonna sound really, really, really messed up. So like I can't tell if like that Rizzler is like a child or if he's like a little person.
I think he's a kid.
He is a child. I'll tell you where they came from. Hello, AT2.
Oh,
Hello.
Mr. Messy.
Right. They came from TikTok. And what they are is they would go to Costco and they would try out Costco's food. And they did this whole, is it a boom or is it a doom type of thing? And they got really popular on TikTok. That is where they came from. They were called the Costco Bros.
Shit like
So
this talk should be banned. Like you got fake.
oh, thank you. AT2 gifted 5 memberships. That was so
Oh,
sweet.
I'm
I have to
one of
put
them.
some.
Yay! Because I
I will put it to good use. Thank you very much, AT2. Love you, bro. Anyway, so that's where they came from. They came from TikTok. They got famous from doing Costco food reviews, and they do this big chocolate chunk cookie. That's their thing, and
is
that's how they
that,
got popular.
no, seriously, is that where that came from? Because Harley says it, and I have no
Yes,
idea where they got it from.
yes,
And I'm like
it is from them. It is from TikTok.
taking my kid's phone away, and she's like, "We're going Amish. Like no technology. We're gonna read. She ain't
She's
got
gonna
no."
cry. There's no way that's gonna work. We are. You are. She is on the cusp of a child of the digital age. She'll lose her shit.
Good.
I've watched it happen in real time. It's not. It's not a pretty thing.
I want to see it. I want to see it, and then I'd be like, "Are you done? Okay."
Wowzers. So that's where they came from. They came from TikTok. Um, I don't like them at all, but if that's what they like to do, then so be it. But we're gonna move on because that was on the 0 hour, and I think it was the third match on the 0 hour, and it was FTR with Stokely, and they beat the Outrunners by pinfall.
Newport tights.
And that's about it. So we're moving into the main show, I think, which was a trios match. It was the AEW World Trios Championship. This match was 14 minutes long, and it was the Ops. I cannot say this man's name. Is it Shibata?
Mm-hmm.
Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe are the current champions, and they defeated the Death Riders. Claudio and Wheeler Yuta and Gabe Kidd. They lost. They did not get the titles. So Joe and Co were able to retain their championships. From what I heard, this match was actually really good, but I didn't get to see clips of this match at all.
I'm just gonna say this. I know it was kayfabe and everything, but if I see Claudio Castagnoli, whatever his freaking name is, after what he did to Joe, oh no, it's on sight, bald man. I'll smack you harder than Mark Briscoe's been smacking Ricochet. All right, don't think I
What did he
won't.
do?
But they attacked him after the match, and they all beat up on Joe. I just want to know: is Wheeler Utah like the sacrificial goat Death Riders? Because every time I see him getting his ass whooped.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I thought they were gonna start building on him a few weeks back when he kind of like went back. It was a while ago, actually. The Coach was still there before he went on his hiatus, but they just, they just leaned back into the whole Death Rider. I was kind
I
of
don't.
disappointed.
But like they put a chair around Joe's neck, and then Cesaro. I'm calling him Cesaro. Oh, and
How
like
they put a chair around his neck?
yeah. So it's on site, you bald motherfucker. I know it's kayfabe, but it's
Hell
on
no.
site. It's on site when I see you.
That's crazy. So okay, so um I didn't know that, but that they had a lot of things happening in the interim of this show that I didn't get to see because I only got to see clips. So wherever Nicole can fill in is where I would like her to fill in if she can. But I promise y'all I'm just gonna give you guys a synopsis of the match, and then if Nicole can give you extra, she can give you extra. It shouldn't take us no more than 15 minutes to get through it. But the important stuff, we're talking about the main card. So MJF is the current winner of the men's casino gauntlet match, which means he now has the right to challenge for the AEW men's championship. I'm assuming at any time. And instead of them winning like a briefcase or something, they give them the actual contract. They have the contract in their hands.
Boo.
He started off with Mark Briscoe. And it was a back and forth, but eventually he got up to Roderick Strong and he pinned Roderick Strong for the match. Now, Nicole, did you watch this match? So can you tell me how this gauntlet match works? Because the way they described it, it sounds like a battle royal.
It's a battle royal basically.
Okay.
I did not watch it because again, I was either I think I was at work. I was at work for most of this,
Okay.
so I didn't get to watch a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
There are matches here or there that I got to see the entirety, but I was at work literally the entire time. It's basically a battle royal.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically if you it's honestly it's basically a money in the bank if you want to low key be real about it.
Well, like I thought, because I was equated to Royal Rumble because they were saying people was coming in at intervals.
Yes, so it's set up like a rumble, but it's I honestly I don't know how to describe it to be honest.
So okay, I think I can. I think I got it because I've watched this before. So it's like a Royal Rumble, but there's like instead of a person coming out one at a time, they this is old school, so I'm not sure if they changed it, but from when I used to watch it, it was like they were broke up into like four groups, which was supposed to be the same like if you're playing with a deck of cards because you have spaces, diamonds, clubs, and
Yes, that's how they do it.
so they
Oh.
so when they're like here comes like the heart, like I don't know how they announce it, like the group of hearts, and then these guys come out. I forgot how many guys come out at a time,
Yeah.
and they do the clubs, the spades, blah blah blah.
I've
So
never
there,
seen
there
that.
so there is eliminations going on while they're waiting for the other group to come out. It's kind of like they're trying to do their own spin on the Royal Rumble since All In always has a gambling motif to it. This is how
Yeah.
they.
Okay, so they got it like it's a battle Royal Rumble amalgamation, and they call it a gauntlet match because the men are coming in intervals. Okay,
Yes.
okay, I need to understand because I'm like, well, a gauntlet match is, you got one person starting off the match, you got a set, you got to beat them and keep moving. That's how I always equated it. So
Like
it's fine. I just wanted to understand what they meant by their version of a gauntlet match because I was confused.
no, because I was confused for a little bit with the gauntlet match on Monday. Speaking of which, did you guys notice that there? I know it was the males gauntlet, it was a men gauntlet match, but all the matches on Raw, well, leading up to it, were just women. So that was pretty fucking cool. It was pretty much an all girls Raw except for like the last hour, which I'm okay with. But yeah, that's how they did it from like the beginning. Now, if anything has changed, you can kick me in the shin later. My right one, not my left one. It's been acting up on me lately. Okay. But that's what I remember.
Okay, that's fine. I just didn't because I haven't seen All In, so I didn't know. So I was just like, I'm like, what do they mean a gauntlet match? And then they're saying that there were going to be people are going to be coming in at different intervals, and I'm like, well, how? That's not what I know a gauntlet match to mean. But I appreciate y'all for explaining it to me because I was confused. But MJF did win. He ended up pinning Roderick Strong to win the opportunity or the contract for the championship. So he is your next contender. Um, yeah, well, that it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. He's also a member of the Hurt Syndicate currently as we speak. I, I just wanted you to know. Dustin Rhodes defeated Daniel Garcia, Kyle Fletcher, and Sammy Guevara. He is your current AEW TNT Championship. We will get into Adam Cole in a second, but he did have a chance to come out and speak during All In. He was very emotional. He had Kyle out there with him as well as Roderick Strong, and they both were hugging him, and they seemed to be, happy but sad because this seemed to be one of the, if not the last time you're going to see Adam Cole in a ring, which I hate that for Adam Cole. But I'm
And just
hoping that that's not that doesn't happen. I
um
hope that he gets better.
yeah, I can speak a little bit about it, but from what I've been able to research and watched in a few other people's um accounts, it's not good. Um it was under the assumption of some people there that he was going to go out and retire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was.
Um Apparently it's he from reports it's apparently he's dealing with concussion issues,
Oh,
which
That's never good.
no, it's never good. um I'm hoping, unfortunately, if it is, obviously we saw Daniel Bryan be able to come back.
hmm
He honestly, I feel like, especially with like his other health issues that he's had, I think it might be a good it'd be good for him to like step away for like a couple years, to be honest. He's still young enough that he'd be able to build himself to come back again. Um Again, cuz I don't care about the wrestling when it's detrimental to someone's health.
I agree.
Even though obviously we love Adam Coleman, he's amazing in the ring, blah blah blah. I'd rather him be able to heal and get himself together. So I feel like I honestly think he should like sit down for at least 2 years, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
I don't think he should retire. I think he should be like, I'll be back when I be back, because I feel like it's possible. Anything's possible. Fucking Edge coming back is anything possible.
Okay.
Like we just spoke about Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella wrestling low key is anything is possible
Soraya
because her neck was real bad.
and Soraya coming back.
Soraya wrestling. Um, all of all the stem cells and shit that's in Rey Mysterio's body, and him being
Yes.
able to still wrestle, and he's damn near 60.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that if he just gives his body time to heal and they
Yes.
do some stem cell treatments on him as well, I think that he would be okay. But he's gotta take a break.
I think he needs to sit down, do like some low impact, obviously work with the doctors, agreed, go get as many stem cells as you need to pumped into your body, do a lot of restorative like repairs and healings and relax, go streaming, go do your streaming, go on your vacations. Like I
Yeah.
think he just got a dog, hang out that fucking dog. Probably I would maybe get another one at this point now. Like
Mm-hmm.
he like rest and heal. I want him to rest and heal because like I said, he's actually, I'm gonna look up how old he is. I don't even Let me look how.
Just enjoy the fruits of your labor. I don't think
Yes.
wrestlers get the opportunity to do that. And
it,
he now has that's the good thing is that he now has the time to be able to enjoy the fruits of his
well,
Okay, so he's my age.
it's like a
labor.
Kevin. The Kevin
He
Owens
no,
thing.
he just turned 36 July 5th.
Oh, he's younger than me.
He's younger than me.
So yeah, like I said, 2 years, sit home. He still has plenty of time because they don't really age men out.
No.
Fortunately.
Um,
But you know what? Like, he's done at 36. I'm going to hype Adam Cole up a little bit, even though he's never been one of my faves. I have no problems with him. He
I
has
love
done
Adam Cole.
he has done more at 36 than he have at 40. So, like, and it's like a Kevin Owens situation where he's a great wrestler. He was probably one of the best indie talents to ever lace up a pair of boots. I will sit here and argue with you about it. He was like one of the guys of modern indie wrestling where you didn't have to be a big guy. You could just be like a normal guy. You're not like ripped and tall and huge. He was literally a guy you would go drinking with at like your neighborhood bar on weekends. Like that's your homie, and I think that's why like so many people liked him. And it's kind of like a Kevin Owens situation where I wouldn't be upset if he retired because I understood, but I would want him here long enough to receive the flowers that he's going to get.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it. And y'all need to leave him the hell alone because I see people, I'm like, oh, he's got to tell us. He's got to tell us. He ain't got to tell us shit what's going on with him, honestly. If
I
he
don't
comes
need
out,
to know. I didn't need to know, but I'm glad that Nicole had something. But I didn't need to know. It is what it is,
that's all we need to know, that it's not good. And if he comes out tomorrow after we do the show and he says, my doctors, my family, my loved ones have said, I need to hang up the boots, then everyone just needs to leave him the fuck alone and let him do what he needs to do.
I agree.
That's just how, I mean, he's a fucking great wrestler, man. And, it sucks because I'm watching the clip and you see, his guys come out there. And I think that's like what really hit it when they started hugging and when they started to cry. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I can't watch this. Like, I had to go look away. But, fun little fact about that. I did not know Kyle O'Reilly was a type 1 diabetic.
I didn't know that either.
As I saw the little thing he had in his arm, and my husband's as a type 1 diabetic, and he wears that, and I was like, is that a sensor? Oh, shit. Okay, cool. Like, we learn something new every day. I just hope Adam Cole's good. Stay at home with your family. Like Nicole said, get another dog if you have to. Stream, because honestly, I try to watch people who stream, and even though I like space out, it's great background music or great background noise when you don't want the
Mm-hmm.
TV loud. People will watch it.
People
I
watch
mean,
it because it's Adam Cole. Like that's all that matters. They're gonna watch it. But to pivot back to some of these comments, AT2 said, I thought that it was dope that the first 90 minutes of Raw was dedicated to the women. The part that sucks is that it will go back to normal next week. Fair enough. He said Triple H felt hesitant to say it will be another evolution despite it being a great show. Well, I would be hesitant to say that as well, seeing as how they haven't gotten that far in booking yet. And usually they have to be, there's a system, and unfortunately, I'm sure they're going to want to double back to it. If it did well while Beyonce was there, they had all these people, these events they were going up against, as well as um the MLB All-Star game was in Atlanta that weekend as well, and they had Beyonce's concert. That's a lot, and they still were able to pull out a full-fledged crowd. Now, when I saw that they were upgrading tickets, people saw that as them being detrimental, but what I saw was just the seats that were up top, and those looked more like media seats than they did upper level, like rafter style seats. They were not blocked off. They weren't like covered with the black tarp. And they had a 360 camera in there. You saw that whole arena. They didn't hide anything. So as far as I'm concerned, they sold enough tickets to fill that arena. They had people in there. And it was a really good crowd for Evolution. They gave those women their all and the women reciprocated. So if they decide to have a another Evolution, I don't think they would lose any money for doing it. I also think it would bolster that women's division, but they're going to have to now, like Nicole said earlier, book this show to have feuds that would actually mean something going into the next couple of shows. It would be like a setup of feuds, an ending of feuds, like what they did with Jade and Naomi. It would, further feuds like what they did with Becky, Bailey, and Lyra. That's how it should be. That's how it should be set up. Or they'll start new ones, like what they have with Stephanie, and the situation that they had with JC Jane, Blake, and Jordan. So everything that they did had a point. And this is what I was trying to tell everybody before the show came on. Like, y'all were not giving it a fair shake. You were killing it before it could even get started. And that really sucks. Because you're not giving people a really good opportunity of being able to give you something that's really wonderful. Like, they did an excellent job. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the show. So I think that they will probably do another Evolution. If they wait a year to do Evolution again, I can't say I would be happy about that, because they would lose a lot of momentum. I think they should do another Evolution next year. But again, he would have to clear all of that with people in the backstage that go through that clearance, and we don't have anything to do with that. But I would love to see another Evolution, especially if it's going to be anything like what we got on Sunday.
Mhm.
Kayla said, Nicole, you're 36. I thought you were in your late 20s to early 30s.
I'll be 36 in November. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
she's the youngest of all of us.
I don't want to hear a damn thing.
Oh my gosh. It's just crazy. I like didn't even process it until like me and my friends are talking about it, or like, bro, what is going on with us?
Yeah.
We're just like all freaked out.
Oh my god.
Everyone's fucking freaked out. we're like we're
I
like we're
want to start.
closer, because we're like, damn, we're a lot closer to 40 than we are to 30,
Yeah.
which is a blessing within itself. Again, I don't want to complain. Again, it's every year, whatever month, whatever I'm able to have, I am extremely blessed and thankful for it. It's just in hindsight, it's just like, it's just crazy to think. Just like aging is so weird, and it's not even like the aging of like, whatever, gray hairs or whatever. It's just like life that you've lived so
Like, you
far.
don't never think you're gonna get that far. Your brain
That's
can't process it. But I can't wait till I hit 40. The older I get, the more I can say what the fuck I want. I will be cussing
Yeah.
people.
say that
I don't
now.
care.
Yeah,
Say
it's
that.
just sort of like, oh, what's Tony doing out here?
I have
It's
30.
just great. I'm just blessed to, blessed to be alive.
What'd you say,
Oh my
Alexis?
gosh. Period. Ember. I almost called her Ember Moon.
Athena.
Athena.
What'd you say, Alexis?
Y'all say that shit now. I am 30 days, less than today's the 16th. I am a month away from turning 40. And I cannot, my brain, like you said, my brain cannot comprehend the fact that I'm here, I've been here for this long, and that I have a kid who's going to turn 11, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. I mean, I know how she got here, I was part of it, but like, it's fucking with me like real hard, man, because I'm like, man, it's like 2000 something was only like 10 years ago, and then someone was like, no, actually it was like 15, and I'm like, shut your whore mouth. No, it was.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
can't
wait.
wait to turn 40, because
I
that's when I'm
can't
going to
wait.
have my Hamptons birthday party.
Ooh, I
Because
can't.
I was talking to one of my friends about it. Because we're talking, I think we're just talking about vacations, and like what like big vacations or stuff that we still want to take, like with our friends as a friend group. And I was like, I've always wanted to go to the Hamptons.
Yeah.
That's always like, that's like one of, and again, like, I know that might sound dumb to some people, but I've always wanted to go to the Hamptons. And I want to, when I mean, when I go to, I want to go to the Hamptons and like go to the Hamptons. Like I want to go to like the surf lodge. Like I want to have like that type of experience. But
Oh,
as like people like what I would have at like my age, that would be, because there is like a lot of age groups that still like go to Hampton regardless. Not, it's not just a bunch of 20 some years olds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was like, I want to have like a big trip to the Hamptons. I was like, I want to rent out like a really, really nice house. I want to be
mm-hmm.
able to go to like these different restaurants and again and like go to these I want not necessarily beach clubs because my birthday's in November, so I don't know how it's gonna work. But you know, stuff like that. And I was like, it'd be fun. So that's why I'm really looking forward to 40. I might change my mind and want to do that in the summertime and do like
Yeah.
something else now that I'm really thinking about it because I just remembered my birthday is in November. So and Hamptons is still New York. Or off of New York. So yes, that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think that's how you just have to like live your life as we're like aging up. Like,
I want to age and be able to do what I want. I don't have no kids, so I can do whatever the hell I want to with my husband. So we can just go. If I want to do something for my birthday and it's just me and him, I can do that. Don't you take my receipt, little thief. Anyway.
It's
celebrating my
So
birthday with my birthday on my birthday.
right. Like,
what?
let's go. I could go wherever I want. I could do whatever I want. I don't want to do anything like going to Vegas or anything like that, but I do want to travel more. And I told AJ, like, there's so much to do in Ohio. We have not scratched the surface of what we can do in this state. And literally in our city, there's at least 30 restaurants that are in this city that I want to go to. There's a really nice sushi bar downtown. And I'm like, I'm not a hard date. Like, I'm very, very easy to please. So I was like, if I do something for my 40th, I want to go over the top for my birthday. And I was like, if I'm going to do that, then I want a Queen's style party. I want a hall. I want evening gowns, dresses. I want all of it. I want to have a reason to look good and dress up and be pretty. And that's what I'm going to do.
Well,
Oh,
my husband told me what my birthday present is this year, and I'm actually really stoked for it. Um, I have been wanting to go to like a comic convention, like a actual real one, not fanboy, because we haven't been able to go. And he told me today, he's like, yeah, so for your 40th birthday, we're going to Tampa Con. I'm like, for real? He goes, yeah, that's what you want to do, right? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, we're gonna go. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. And like real, so I was like really excited about that. I don't know. I can't believe I'm turning 40.
I think turning 40 is a blessing and it's going to be awesome. And you can do whatever the fuck you want. You're like a true grown ass woman at 40. Okay? You hit your
The
peak in your 40s, and all you gotta do is, put some eucalyptus oil on your knees so you can have your knees back.
I know. I need to do that because I was like stretching the other day and I was
Oh,
like doing like squats and I could hear
that
my knee
pop.
cracking.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yes.
got out of bed today and I sounded like a fucking like the lights,
The light
you know
switch?
the light switch. You know the light tube things that you crack and you shake and then they glow in the
Girl,
dark.
a glow stick? You sounded like a glow stick?
Damn glow stick. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go to gym again. Like it
Oh,
was.
hell no.
But here's the cool thing. I don't know how the hell this happened, but like every time I tell people, it's like, and then we'll get back to wrestling and not the existential crisis staring. I have too many of those. The coolest thing is that I remember when like we were growing up, and they're always showing people who were like women in their 40s, and they were like, they looked older than they really were. And when I tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be 40. And they're like, you're what? I said, yeah. And they're like, wait, you're over 25? And I'm like, you are my new favorite person. Like,
Oh, I love that. That is the best.
I had this sweet old lady, and I'm pretty sure she had cataracts, but I was in Walmart. I had to go pick something up for my mom. And she comes up to me and she goes, ma'am, I just want to tell you, you are one of the pretty, and I look like shit. Like I was wearing like my Sammy Callahan shirt and like ripped jeans. And she goes, you are just the prettiest thing. I said, oh, I'm thinking, oh, you're full of shit. But I'm like, oh, thank you. And she's like, how old are you? 18? And I'm like,
Oh my
huh?
God. Yes, I am.
I
Thank
know.
you.
Thank you so much. You're my favorite old person now. Come here, Grandma.
I'm like, yes, thank you so much. You've seen my youth, and I love that. Anyways, back to wrestling. So
Back to
we're
some people
gonna
who.
Jesus. So they had other matches on the card. The ones that were the most popular was obviously Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay's match with the Young Bucks.
That was really good.
The stipulation was if the Young Bucks lost, that they would be stripped of their EVP status. But if the other people lost, as in Strickland and Ospreay, then they would no longer be able to challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship for a year. But don't fret. The boys were able to go through and push through and strip the Young Bucks of their EVP titles. They are no longer EVPs. At least storyline wise, they are not. So congratulations to you, Swerve and Will. Congrats. You guys put on a stellar match. From what I saw, it was awesome.
Thank God. That's all I have to. That the Bucks will continue to be corny. I get it. There are going to be people who eat that shit up, but they're coming out here dressed like fucking extras from Hamilton at this point, man. And it's just it's so stupid. And I think it's actually really funny. And we can hit on this a little later. Where now it's like people who I saw online who were like, man, Bucks need to lose. They're being fucking whatever. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, this is what they did, and this is what they did for Swerve Strickland, and this is what they did for Will Ospreay. And I caught myself defending Will fucking Ospreay of all people. And I'm like, Ospreay, buddy, helping him get over. Like, you can't throw a rock at a wrestling fan who doesn't know who Will Ospreay is. Are you fucking kidding me on this?
I will say that he needed help in terms of casual fans, but even that is limited because once you see him, you're going to, try to find out who he is. He does have that aura to me. I'll say this, when it comes to certain wrestlers, I understand a lot of people don't like Ospreay. I'm not a fan of Strickland, but I've never denied what they're capable of, and neither have Nicole or Alexis. And we already know that they are extremely skilled and talented wrestlers. That was never in question. Me personally, when it comes to Strickland, my problem with him is he likes to wear his blackness as a coat. He uses it when he feels it's relevant. And when it no longer suits him, he wants to strip it away. And I don't like that. You need to be who you are 24/7. And you understand that you are representing us when you go out there, us as a people, not just yourself. And you are at the top of this particular company, you should always represent yourself and us accordingly. It should never be, well, I don't want to be on a black wrestling list. You should never even utter those words, even if you feel that way, because it goes against everything, especially when black people are holding you up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's my only issue with Strickland. I liked him when he was in WWE before all the nonsense, before all the noise. I really liked him. I like his wrestling. I think he's an excellent wrestler. That was never in question. It is his behavior outside of the ring that I can't fuck with. As far as Ospreay, I think that a lot of his ignorance has to do with his autism, as he puts it. his lack of understanding of people and how to navigate people can lead to his ignorance in how he speaks and how he carries himself. So I give him a little bit of a pass for that. But other than that, I tend to give people a second chance when they deem themselves to be pertinent of a second chance. And I think Will Ospreay can get a second chance with me. That's just
Agreed.
all.
I
That's
think
all I feel about
he's put in the work. Recognize obviously his past mess and
it.
is trying to do better.
Yeah.
Still will give him a hard time for as long as I deem necessary, but I see the work is being done.
He's trying.
Swerve, I will not give that grace, but that's a whole nother conversation. We've talked about that man enough. But as a whole, that match was excellent. And what I really loved about this weekend, even though we were fucking such word vomited with wrestling
Yeah.
and um and not AEW, WWE did so much counter programming, which I think we should get into the Saturday night's main event because Saturday night main event was trash
Yeah, I didn't like it. I
and
didn't even
should
want to talk
not
about it.
have. That was so. I'll wait till we get there, but
I
again,
mean,
compared to the wrestling and everything we were put together, even though I don't want to see people be like, oh, don't compare them when everyone compares all the shows. They were on the same night. I will compare them.
I agree.
Leagues better, like you could, it was so well thought out as a whole. Like once I do have time, which honestly should have done earlier today, I should have rewatched what I missed of All In, but I will
Hmm.
eventually, probably sometime over the week. um and it great. This match was excellent. This is honestly one of my favorite tag matches of the year, to be honest.
Oh,
I think it is my favorite tag match of the year, to be honest.
that is
yep.
high honors.
I think so far, I think it was phenomenal. If Dave Meltzer gives them 5 stars, I will not disagree with him on it. I will not. I think it was fantastic. The wrestling was great. The storytelling was great. I was very highly entertained.
From
Are
the
we?
clips I've seen of it, this match was really good. Um, but let's get to the one that had us all worried on the edge of our seats. Tony
So we
Storm
got a
versus.
few, just a little bit before you get to that. I just want to go over the other ones really quickly. So we got
Okay.
Athena. She won the AEW Women's. She's got the title. She's got the contract to be able to challenge for the title. She won the women's gauntlet match by pinning Mina, of the Death Riders. Um, the Hurt Syndicate defeated Jet Speed and the Patriarchy. Patriarchy turned on Christian Cage, which is about time in my opinion. And then Cope came out to thwart all of that and stick up for Christian, which great, love that for you. And then these last three matches I didn't get to watch, but I got to see the clips of them.
How did I
So
forget the goat match? I forgot about
I'm
the goat.
gonna go to Okada and Omega's match first, and then
Fucking
we'll.
match of the year. Match of the
So
fucking. That's all I
I
have to
got.
say.
I I didn't get to see this match at all, and I was very very upset because this is the one that I wanted to see, and I was like, I thought Nicole was watching it. That's why I was like, okay, Nicole's gonna watch it. But then, like early on in the show, usually if Nicole's watching it, like she'll give you. She has a tendency to give you like little cliff notes. She'll be like, "Yo, what's the name? Just got this. This is what happened, right?" And I was like, "Well, she's not giving cliff notes. She must be at work. Okay, she's stuck at work. I'll leave her alone." So I was upset because I couldn't watch it, and I really wanted to see this match was specifically, but Omega did lose to Okada. Okada is the new unified champion, and there's stipulations that Tony Khan has added to this. This happened at the press conference, but I don't know what he said because I didn't watch the press conference. So Nicole, did you watch this match? Do you know what Tony Khan has added to this? Because it was a direct result of what happened in the match. that he added a stipulation to this belt or something.
I honestly don't know because again, I watched part of this match, but it was on mute because again, I
Okay.
was at work, so I don't know any dialogue that happened almost the entire evening. I'm gonna let you guys
The
so
only
you guys
stipulation
know.
the only stipulation I knew about was that they were taking the 2 belts that Okada and Omega had and forming them into 1 belt.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
the only stipulation. Yeah, agreed. That was the only stipulation I was aware of. I didn't know or I didn't think there was anything else that was added on.
But I have seen clips of this match. People are uploading it on Instagram. You just got to dig through the trash to get to it. But from what I've seen, Okada and Omega never fucking disappoint. They never do. And it's because they've worked with each other for so long and everything else that they've done in their careers and personal lives or whatever, they never disappoint when they go up. And it's just I'm happy Okada won. The fucking render they did for him, I sent it to Nicole. It was literally him like behind fire, dressed in one of his robes. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like it
okay.
was.
So to just pause for a second to clarify, they have specific rules for the Continental match. For the Continental title, there are no interferences allowed for the Continental title. And people assumed that because Okada and Omega were unifying the title and the title was in play, that this match was under Continental rules. And it wasn't. It was a traditional AEW match because the unified title is an AEW championship that goes by AEW rules. It doesn't go under Continental rules. So that was the clarification that he did at the press conference, because I kept seeing he like laid down new rules, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't understand that there were any rules to begin with, and they were, because people were complaining about it and they asked about it in the press conference. So that's what he was clarifying, is that this title is now the unified title. It doesn't go by Continental rules, it goes by AEW rules, and the rest decision is final. And that's mainly because Don Callis and I believe it was Coda. Let me see.
I don't know. But all I
Kota
just know is
Ibushi. Yeah, it's Kota Ibushi. They both were getting involved in the match. And you're not allowed to do that with Continental rules. So that's why they were getting confused. But they clarified that at the press conference. I just wanted to make sure I gave everybody the information. But go ahead, Alexis. Continue.
but dude, this like I cannot sing the praises of this fucking match from what I've seen of it. Just like if you can watch it, watch it. Like I'm really waiting on the AEW bros to upload shit to Instagram because they figured out a way around it. Like they don't post like the whole match. They post it in like 15-second intervals or something like that. I don't know how they do it, but these guys were just going literally, I hate to say this, they were literally going all out on each other because like I said, Okada and Omega never fucking disappoint, man. They never do. And it's two of the greatest right now. Because I may shit on Kenny Omega for being corny, but like he is a great wrestler. And everything that, and Okada's a fucking legend in the making. They both are. And they good. And I mean, we're still hearing the rumors that this could be Kenny's last go around. So he's giving us all he can get. But speaking of that damn press conference, I want to know who the hell was that person who asked Athena about Goldberg at that fucking press conference? I just want a name. I just want a name. That's all I want.
I don't know, but it is odd. And I was just like, okay.
It was mad disrespectful is what it was.
He shouldn't be allowed back in there, honestly. But I don't know. It was annoying. Like, she goes and wins the gauntlet match, and here you come bringing up Goldberg. Like, how do you feel about Goldberg? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why am I talking about Goldberg?
I mean, she handled it like great. The way she did it, she was just like, "Who?" I mean, that was just like so weird to me, but you know, it was. If you guys can watch it, watch it. That's all. That's all I can say about it because they will have you going, holy shit.
All right, so the last two matches were Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. Did you guys get to see that matchup?
Again, I saw clips online because I was at work too. And that's how I was catching it because I'd be like, okay, what's going on? My boss is yelling at me. He's like, what you doing? I said, nothing that you need to know about.
Hell
So,
no. Nicole, did
this
you get to see it? Like, did you get to, I don't mean to cut you off, Alexis. I'm just asking. Did you get to see it or did you like watch it in passing? She'll pop back in.
this was the match I was actually.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Okay, that was weird.
I was just asking if you saw Mercedes and Tony's match.
Half of it. It was really good. I mean, I didn't expect it to not be good because they're both fantastic wrestlers. I'm happy Tony retained. I was low key a little surprised she retained.
Very.
I was mentally and physically prepared for her to win.
1000%.
But she didn't, and I was happy. She lost to the right person. If they're gonna have her take her first win since being in that company, Tony's the best option, and it was good. I mean, it was like unlike the Trish and Tiffany match, I knew that was going to be good regardless.
Right.
So it met my expectations.
Fair enough. Alexis, what do you want to say about it?
This was one of the matches that actually had me worried because
Fair enough.
you know what I said last week. I'll stand by it. I know eventually Tony's gonna drop that title, but you know she didn't. She's gonna drop it, but I want it to be like her. I know her and Athena are gonna fucking bring the house down. That's gonna be a great match. The mind games are gonna be crazy. I'm here for it, and it was really good. I was nervous though because once those clips started showing up on my phone, I was like, oh shit! So I kept like refreshing it to see what was going on. Was really surprised by one thing in that match, and that was Tony Storm biting Mercedes in a place that women. I'm not knocking anybody who does, but majority of women don't like to be bit at.
Yeah, that was that. I was
Like,
like, okay.
Not she biting coochie.
No, she did.
She did.
Oh!
She the town on it, man. Like I set the clip in because I'm sitting here watching it, and even like I want
And
to
she
know.
thanked her for having that clean.
Yes, she said both of her lips was clean.
I'm like, well, Mercedes is not dirty.
She was. I don't know, but it was just
there.
that was just fucking wild. And like it took. Here's the thing, I was watching it at first. I thought it was just like, oh, she reversed it, and then I saw it. I'm like, wait, what is she doing? And then I watched it again. I was like, oh my god,
She was munching on the box. That's crazy.
Just that. I was like, what the fuck? Like this woman is fucking insane.
Oh, I love that.
Loving every minute of her insanity. And it was just, I was like, you know, okay. Like,
I mean, whatever makes you happy.
Right?
Do you?
And like, shout out to Mercedes for actually letting her do that, because if someone came up to me and they're like, hey, so we're gonna do a reversal, but before I do a move on you, I'm gonna bite your cooch, and I'm like, wait, like, no, the hell you ain't.
You know, Mercedes is all down for a good time, honey.
I know, but
Especially when
so
it
am
comes to
I.
wrestling.
I'll be like, look, my kid's in the audience. I can't fucking have that shit be going on with her here.
Tell her to cover her eyes. She'll be fine. What? It's true.
Bite
All
her,
right.
man.
The last match is obviously the big one. All right. This match was 35 minutes long. Mercedes and Tony wrestled for 30 minutes. And well, actually, they wrestled for 24. And Okada and Omega wrestled for 30 minutes. And then the last match between Paige and Moxley, they wrestled for 35 minutes in this Texas Death Match. 35 minutes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So this match was actually really good. I mean, it was a death match. You went in not expecting much. I did like the fact that Prince Nana handcuffed Marina Shafir when she went to get the briefcase. Because it was like him saying, "Nah, we sick of your shit. You need to stay the fuck out of Ben's business for once."
It was so much going on in this match. And like everybody that's ever challenged for that title while Mox had it came out there in defense of Paige, including Swerve Strickland, which I thought was a really good callback to a very good feud. They hashed out their differences at Collision, I believe it was, that weekend before or that night before. And then he came out there and helped Paige get that title. So
So
it
it
was
was kind of
great
it was
storytelling. I think they did a great job telling stories in this particular match for sure.
they I kind of like I liked it now that you mentioned it because I'm thinking of it like all of Mox's past sins kind of came back to bite him in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan Danielson came back.
Yeah, he
And
did.
I was like, oh shit. Okay, Daniel. But it's like just seeing Adam or just seeing Paige being able to get that title belt and him taking it out of the suitcase and him holding it, man. I cried over wrestling way too damn much this weekend. Like I really did.
I was very
Like
happy for Adam Page. I love Adam Page anyway. So I was
it
very
was
happy for him.
it had just been so long. And as Nicole said it, like that belt was out of game for 300 days.
Yeah. And nobody had seen it.
Darby Allin came back too. He came from the
Darby
back.
Allin, he scared the shit out of me. Okay. You have to understand. I watched Owen Hart fall from the rafters. Okay. So looking at that terrifies me. I don't like that at all. It was cool, but it scared the shit out of me. It scared me to death. I was like, please don't do that again. Please.
Well, he's
Oh,
using the same setup that Sting used to use. So I think, and there's a lot of factors into what happened with Owen, and that's just something I don't want to get into ever because there was so many things that could have been done to save him before it even happened, and the fact that Owen didn't even want to do it. But yeah, match. I mean, I'm just happy Paige won. A lot of people who said that they were done with AEW because of what they're doing with the title, with Mox holding it hostage pretty much and not doing anything about it. And I think that match he had with him, I'm not calling that man Cope, him, Edge, and Christian, where a lot of people were like turned off from it. And they're like, I've never watched. Sorry, I'm trying to get my dog inside. That's why you're hearing a lot of rustling around. My bad.
well, no problem.
Come on, Odie boy. Come on. Mom's got to try to do this wrestling show. Come on. So what was I getting at? But I'm seeing where people were like, you know what? Maybe now that Mox doesn't have it, I'll give AEW a shot again because this is what they desperately needed.
But if you're thinking about it in long term, it sounds like to me that the plan Moxley and them set in motion for AEW's reset, it actually worked.
Well, I mean, you saw the people coming out because, okay, Hangman is now the champ. Couldn't be any happier with that. You have Swerve, and think of the people now he can challenge. We don't know what's going on with Bryan Danielson, so I'm not even going to factor him in right now. Okay, at time of recording this, you got Swerve, who's going to come after that title. You got Darby Allin. I guess he's medically cleared now. So you got Darby coming after that title. And nowhere is it a factor where Mox should even be near that title for the next year and a half or even more, honestly. Yes,
I think Mox's gonna be gone for a little while. He needs a break anyway.
Please go.
But like I said, I think that like everybody was saying, like this is their way of doing the reset. They thought it was gonna be quick. That reset was not quick at all. It was very, very long. Okay, almost a year. He had that title and was basically holding it hostage. When you really think about it, he did achieve the reset that he set out to do. I don't know.
I'm just happy Paige has it. And now they have Swerve, they have Darby, they have so many people back there.
Happy the match happened. I'm probably gonna lose signal for a second because I'm in the elevator. I don't know. I honestly didn't really give a shit about the match because there was just so much shenanigans, and didn't really get invested in it as I should have or could have because I was so utterly convinced that he was going to retain.
You really thought he was going to retain?
Yep, what I kept saying, I said it for I said it for forever. I was convinced. I think I had even said something to like reply Alexis had. I was 110,000% sure that he was retaining. I did not. I was so utterly convinced that he was retaining. So
I didn't
color
think that.
me fucking shocked when that didn't happen.
Well, the way I was seeing it, because I was afraid I was like putting some bad juju on it, but the way I was seeing it, I was like, okay.
So like I said, I didn't really get as invested as I could have, should have. Also, I had to start getting stuff done for work. Because I was I was convinced that he was retaining.
Well, when I was thinking about it when I got off of work, because that's when I was like really trying to follow it, and I was like, okay.
Happy.
Sorry,
Nicole. You hear us?
Hangman lost. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I was hearing. I was asking because Alexis had started talking, and then you were talking. I was like, I don't think she can hear us.
But I'm happy.
Did we lose her again?
So like, I was thinking because I was watching it or I was looking through it and I was thinking, I was like, okay, you know what?
Hangman won.
That's so wild.
Oh
shit!
Not my. There goes my Wi-Fi.
There she is. You was gone for a minute, babes. You popped right out. We was like, wait, did we lose her? I think we lost her.
No, my Wi-Fi is just shit. Apparently,
it is raining.
I was in elevator, so that didn't help.
But go ahead.
No, I was just thinking because I was like, okay,
done.
no.
Alexis, you want to talk more about
it? No, I was basically speaking, it was on his side.
Did you guys not hear anything I said?
We heard nothing. It clicked out on us, and all we heard was you were done. And Alexis, fantastic. You can go.
All right. Well, I'll just repeat what I said. Basically, I was convinced that he was going to retain. I thought they were going to wait and have Darby pick it up.
Yeah, you were dead set on Darby. I do remember that.
I was utterly convinced. So glad I was proven wrong.
Right.
I think again, this is all my stuff that I got cut out. I didn't really get invested as I would have liked to because I was convinced he was retaining.
I got you.
So I had it playing on my phone, but I was just like, whatever.
It was like, he's not going to win anyway, so
yeah,
I don't care. That was just.
And color me shocked after I had to go run and do something. I looked back at my phone, and I see Heyman at the belt. I said, whoa, what happened?
That's gotta be a shock, man. But go ahead, Alexis. What were you talking about?
I came in the group chat and I'm like, "Hey man, won!" And Tip was like, "Fucking way!" And I showed it, and I sent the. I was very happy, but statistically speaking, hey man, and this is my stats. My stats. This statistically speaking, Paige had the advantage because nobody else.
So stupid. Go ahead, Alexis.
Nobody else had dropped the title, and I don't count Adam Cole because he had,
he vacated it, so he doesn't count.
That doesn't count. But no one else
saying something. I can't hear her.
Yeah, Alexis is talking. I can hear her just fine.
Oh, I might need to go in and out. I'll be back.
Okay. Go ahead, Alexis.
Okay, so what I've been trying to say is that statistically speaking, he had, the luck on his side because no one else dropped the title. If people and the unification doesn't count either. So that's how I see it. Like
right, because there was no title drop still.
Right, unification and the vacancy of the title. Still don't know why they put it on Dustin. Whatever, I really don't care.
Okay, so just to be fair, I didn't think it was a good idea either. I really thought that the next move was to give it to Kyle and Fletcher, but given how happy Dustin was, I was okay with it. After seeing his reaction to getting that title, I became more okay with it. I don't think he's gonna have it long. I don't think he's gonna have it long, so I'm okay with it.
But statistically speaking, when the less times a title change, that means something big's gonna happen. And I'm just glad that my math actually paid off for once. So
we love that.
Yes, I'm glad that my C in statistics finally paid off in the somewhat real world.
I fucking hated statistics. I hated it.
Dude, I'm still trying to figure it out. And they're like, oh, when you get into cybersecurity, you have to figure it out. Like, what's the statistics of this? I'm like, look, if they want in, they're gonna get in. That's the okay. And they're like, well, damn.
Now that we're done with All In, if you guys have the opportunity to watch All In, I definitely think you should. It's well worth the watch just as much as Evolution is. I'm going to be honest. The only thing that I really want to talk about with Saturday Night Main Event is Seth Rollins' injury, which we'll cover in the injury report, and Goldberg and his nonsense. But I'll let Nicole get all her frustrations out about Saturday Night Main Event. And then
I don't need to. It was stupid. They shouldn't have done that.
It was fine for okay, so I'll say this. The only thing I wanted was I was glad Jimmy was getting a title shot. I was happy about that. He didn't win, but Jacob did come back, and that was a big thing for them. However, I felt like that could have been done on Friday. To be fair, Saturday night main event didn't have to happen. Goldberg could have had his last match that Monday on Monday Night Raw, and he would have been able to talk. So speaking of Goldberg, he was sitting down with Ariel Helwani, and he was talking about how pissed he was about his retirement match. I'm gonna make sure that I quote this correctly because I want No misappropriations going on up and through here. Okay, so hold on 1 second.
When did Jimmy and Solo get added to the card?
Friday,
Friday.
this Friday. So he said, and I quote, I mean, the Saturday night's main event in live TV in Atlanta. I mean, you always have your dreams of how you're going to do things, and ultimately to have a little bit more control over the time and the space would have been much more preferred. He said, let's just put it that way. I mean, I can't say that I was too thrilled about part of that. Freaky 20 seconds with the microphone in my hand, for God's sakes. The entire rundown from the inception of the idea to its delivery was a little less to be desired than to be desired. But for the again, I'm not going to complain because not many people get that opportunity. I get 2 weeks, man. I get 2 weeks before I can really, spill the beans and, make my feelings kind of known before about the entire rundown. He said, let's just say I'm pissed off at the way I went out. I put so much into it, and I don't feel as though the effort was reciprocated. To put a stamp on what I've accomplished, I think it could have been done a little bit differently. That's all. I'm happy about my performance. I'm happy with the setting, but it could have been better. Absolutely, it can always be better. He then goes on to talk about his son, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't give a shit. What do you guys think? Because I'll go last.
Paul, go first, because
Cool story, Grandpa.
Well, that's too damn bad. You keep on digging.
I honestly don't give a shit.
I
Goldberg. Actually, Goldberg, you know who didn't get to have a last match?
here we go.
Bret Hart.
No, he didn't.
Oh, I know why. I know why. It's because Goldberg kicked him in the fucking head.
Mm.
Everyone talking about how Bret Hart bitter. No, you be bitter too if that's how you fucking went out.
Bret Hart is on his ass the way that this Iron Sheik was on
Hogan's ass.
Hogan's ass, and it's hilarious.
And my thing is that yes, Goldberg is a legend, blah blah blah. Goldberg is not a wrestler.
No.
Mm.
But Gunther made
He's
him
a
look
football
like
player that got taught 5 moves of doom
one.
and capitalized his entire career off of that.
Yep.
So, like, what the fuck more do you want, bro? You have healthy children. You're alive. You're not fully in a chair yet. Be thankful. Be happy. Be grateful. And that's all I gotta say. Because I honestly don't give a shit about Goldberg. I don't care about his feelings. I don't care about what he acts like he thinks that he is deserved and owed.
Alexis, you want
Like,
to go?
honestly, I'm shocked he even got this much with Hunter being there, to be real.
That's facts.
I don't like Goldberg. He didn't like him when he got there when he was still an active wrestler. He didn't like him then. He probably don't like him now.
I think he's just glad it's over with, if we're being honest. But go ahead, Alexis. Say your piece.
I really don't want to waste any time on him because all Goldberg was a big, bulky motherfucker who was in the right place at the right time. That is it. Literally, WCW was getting their asses kicked every night in the ratings because WWE found what they were doing, and he was there. He basically Goldberg was their more buffer Stone Cold. And that was it. I remember my brother saying the same damn thing. And this was when Goldberg came in. I don't like the fact that he's out here. First off, we've had so many people. I'm going to probably get a little emotional, so I'm going to apologize for what I say. We have lost so many people at young ages to medical issues, to them sacrificing their minds and bodies for this damn sport, and to make sure that we're entertained and that we make shows like this to talk about it. And they aren't here anymore. And it sucks that you want to come on the internet and you want to act up like this when Scott Hall was never able to have his last match because of his personal demons. Eddie's last match, we didn't know that was going to be his last match. A lot of people who should be here aren't. And I'm talking about guys, because we were talking about it when we were kids, them passing away at 30, 40, 50. It seems wild to me at this point, you know? And he wants to come on here and whine and complain and bitch and moan that he didn't get his fucking way. You wanted this. You said there was no buildup. How much buildup could there be to a Bill Goldberg versus Gunther match? You're mad because you lost in Atlanta. You're mad because you didn't get that title. And a lot of people that I'm seeing saying that, you know, oh, now he knows how Bray Wyatt feels when he basically got the title from him, which I'm saying, but you know what? To add on to that, Bray Wyatt never got a last match. He never got a retirement match. We lost Bray way too fucking young. And you want to come out here and you want to act like this? Fuck you. That shows that you've never respected this business. You've never respected the men who've came before and after you. You never respected the boots that you laced up, and you never respected anything. And the fact that my favorite backstage fight is Mr. Wonderful, God rest his soul, had enough of your shit and beat your ass while dressed like a dad at a Sunday afternoon cookout, wearing flip-flops and tan khaki pants, beating the shit out of you with a flip-flop. But Mr. Wonderful never got his retirement match. A lot of guys didn't get it. A lot of women don't get their retirement match. But you want to come on here and whine, bitch, cry, complain? Shut the fuck up, Bill. Go make your 67,000 show about muscle cars and go, make these Z-list movies that you want to be. And welcome to the land of, no one gives a shit anymore. And honestly, I feel nothing for him because of you. Bret Hart never got to have his last match, and no matter where you stand on it, Bret Hart's probably one of the best wrestlers ever. I'll fucking admit it. But you're just some jacked up, roided up motherfucker who got lucky because WCW needed a proxy. They couldn't get Stone Cold because their dumbasses fired Stone Cold because Eric Bischoff looked Steve Austin in the face and said, "You'll never be a big star in this industry." But
Crazy.
meanwhile, Stone Cold's coming out acting like everybody's fake drunk uncle, or favorite drunk uncle, crashing ATVs into WrestleMania signs, and he's coming out at WrestleMania, or he's when they're in Texas, they bring him out even for a pop. Undertaker kind of had a last, not how we wanted to go out, but the fact that these guys are still here at a time period where a lot of their contemporaries are not here. Yeah, we're going to yell. We're going to scream. I don't like Mark Calloway, but if I hear that bell from the Undertaker song and I see him coming out dressed like Taker, I will cry. It makes me feel like a little kid again. You have done nothing for wrestling. You never checked the bar. You never upped the ante. You never did any of it because you were too fucking afraid. And he's like, oh, my retirement got cut off. Homie, Sting, motherfucking Sting, retired what, a year ago at an AEW show. And he got cut off at the end because he was picking up the mic to say thank you, and they cut the feed, which pissed a lot of people off. But now you can find the whole thing online. Okay, Sting is, and you don't see Sting like, oh, they cut me off, blah blah blah. Sting, and he has
That's fucking Sting.
That is the man who built WCW, if you ask me. He's one of those guys who made that company special. And you think you deserve more than Sting and Kurt Angle and The Undertaker? Suck my dick.
Damn.
Wow.
Well,
so fucking disrespectful, and it pisses me off. And I know I'm sounding like Cornette, but that shit legit pisses me off. Just
so I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. I'm just not. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. You have to remember, they were not on Netflix. They were not on a PLE. This was Saturday Night Main Event.
Aren't they on NBC or something?
Yes, it's network television, which means when it's time to go, bitch, it's time to go.
Right.
And if you wanted a longer match, you should have did what I told you, which was have the shit on Monday Night Raw. You should have requested it was on Raw. I'm sure they would have obliged. They would have had the time to do it.
Because high key, that match was 10 minutes longer than what it should have and needed to be.
Now, Rosenberg said something, and honestly, I can't say it better than he did. So I want y'all to hear what Rosenberg said, because he's on vacation right now. And he was like, his wife was going to be mad at him for even, picking up his phone to do anything in regards to work while he's Natalie on vacation. Right. So he had to sneak and do this on the balcony of wherever they was at. It looked beautiful. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at being married to Rosenberg. Okay. That man's taking care of some things. Okay. But I want y'all to hear what he said in regards to Goldberg. I think I got it.
I got to be quick here before my wife gets back and yells at me for doing this on vacation. Listen, Bill Goldberg, as a Jewish guy who's in wrestling and loves wrestling myself, obviously I appreciate his contributions. I cannot believe the complaints about his send-off. Have you guys ever noticed that the people who are the most overbooked, the most over-celebrated, are always the ones who complain? The man got a 15-minute match. It should have been a squash. Let's be honest. He should have gotten Goldberg. He should have been speared and taken out. The man's pushing 60 years old, hasn't looked good in the ring, some would say ever, but certainly not in the last few years. Got to have a 15-minute match, a battle with the world champion, and get a few words live on television, and complains about his mic getting cut off. First of all, people, watch the product. NBC goes when the show ends, every single time. They do not wait. The NBC, this is network TV. It's not USA, it's not Netflix, it's NBC. They go when they go. He still got in a nice little moment and got to be celebrated on. Do you know how many people better than Goldberg, their send-off was, we wish them the best in their future endeavors? All right? Do you know how many? Did this guy get to stand in the ring on national television and have a send-off? You should be thanking your lucky stars for the money you've made and the appreciation you've gotten, which many don't even feel is fully deserved. To complain, I'm so disappointed.
So he is 1,000% correct. It was network television. No one intentionally cut the mic or cut the feed. It happened because it was network television. That's what happens. Your problem is you didn't think 5 steps ahead. You were too busy trying to glorify yourself. My biggest issue with you, Goldberg, is that you seem to think that you're better than what you are. And you don't understand that you don't even rank in the top 50 of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You rank in the greatest characters because of the way they built you up. But wrestlers, ring work, ring IQ, ring awareness, skill, talent, capability, you're at the bottom, my guy. You're at the bottom of that pole. So as far as I'm concerned, you complaining and then you talking about you're gonna have your moment to say whatever you want. At this point, you might as well fucking say it. You might as well say it. I mean, you're gonna kill any chances of you having any other things to do with WWE anyway, with the way you're behaving. So I'd say go out with a fucking bang. If you're gonna do it, do it. Give it all to us. Because I know what you're gonna say, and it's gonna be something that's just gonna be like, okay, so you made us wait 2 weeks for you to say some bullshit like this. I don't care that you're upset about your last match. Quite frankly, your last match is 20 years beyond what it should have been. You should have had your last match 20, 30 years ago. Okay? Like, are you serious right now? You are 58. You can barely walk. You have a bum knee. And to be fair, fucking Gunther did you a favor. He did you a solid because he could have squashed your ass. I would have advocated for the squash match. You have come back on multiple occasions and squashed other people. So if you ask me, turnabout is fair play. I don't know what else you want. It's not about you. No one, and it's not even about your contributions. Because to be fair, you being booked to be unstoppable isn't a contribution. That doesn't mean anything. It just means you had a high win-loss record. And then you had 2 minute matches. At least if you're watching something with Tyson, it's worth the knockout. Like you're not worth the match. And I'm sorry to tell you that. And if your son is coming into this business with your mentality, oh baby, he's gonna get a rude fucking awakening.
Oh, he ain't gonna last long. He ain't
So I
gonna
highly
last.
recommend that somebody get his ass together. It's gonna be them guys in the back that's gonna get his ass together because you already have made a target for your kid based off of your behavior and how you act. So
And I know it's gonna happen if he shows up in WWE and everyone's gonna be like, why is everyone doing this? Like, let me just explain this. There's a reason why, even though Dominic Mysterio's character work drives us absolutely crazy, everyone in that backstage loves this kid because he grew up in that locker room. He knows how to respect this business. He knows how to respect the wrestlers, and he knows how to respect everybody behind the scenes. That's why you never hear shit, because he was raised right. Rey Mysterio made sure to bring him into that locker room and show him how to do what you need to do. Goldberg's son, if he comes in with an ego, his feelings are going to get hurt within 5 seconds by the women. Okay? I don't like this. I don't like it. Because we know that backstage etiquette goes a very long way in wrestling nowadays. And I don't care if it's AEW, TNA, anywhere. You go into a locker room with a bad personality or a bad whatever, people will make it harder for you than you made it for yourself, if that makes sense.
well, hopefully he don't. But if he does, oh well. All I can tell you, Bill, is you got a last match. Be happy that you got that and be glad that you got paid. Because there's a lot of people who rightfully deserve a lot more than what they've gotten, and you're getting something that they actually deserve. So you can complain and talk about how you're pissed about it, which is so weird. It's such a weird thing because your match was the headliner for Saturday Night Main Event, and out of all of the events that happened that weekend, Saturday Night Main Event was the worst. It was the worst of the four. But you're mad about a fucking match and about your send off when your entire PLE, the TV special, was the worst of all of the shows that were booked for that weekend. Yours was the most terrible. And it was an all male TV special. And it sucked. Saying maybe the sausage party isn't where you should be going. That's all I'm saying. Moving on.
Oh, yeah. could keep going off, but he's not worth my energy. But I like what Rosenberg said. It's like there have been people who are greater than him that have been futured endeavored. And yeah, he he's just a miserable old man and he needs to go away permanently.
So the last thing we're going to cover is the injury report because we've been on here for a long time. And I don't want to keep the girls too much longer. I know they have to get up for work, and I know Nicole has to go to work, and I know Alexis wants to get some rest. So the injury report is as follows. Okay, we talked about Adam Cole. Okay, there's speculation and there are some rumors of innuendo, but for now, he is off the going to be off TV indefinitely. He is not coming back. And if he does come back, it'll be a while. We're talking at least a year, two maximum. Hopefully he'll heal and be able to bounce back and get better as it continues on. But we'll have to wait and see how that works. Seth Rollins. Everybody was concerned about Seth Rollins and his knee injury. It is the same knee that he injured in 2015. He said that in the middle of the match, when he did a move he always does, he heard his knee pop, and that immediately was a sign that something was wrong. He said that he went on ahead and went with the finish of the match of having LA Knight win, and then he could get to the back. They were going to Birmingham the next day, so they went to Birmingham. He tried to have his knee x-rayed so they could see what was going on with it, but it was too swollen to see anything actually wrong with the knee. They wanted to give him some time to let the swelling go down. So he was supposed to go to LA today. Seth Rollins is going to be indefinitely off of the roster for quite some time. He did not give a timetable. He was on the Rich Eisen show because he's taking over the Rich Eisen show for today and tomorrow. So he'll be there for 2 days. It sounds like it's a tester for SiriusXM to see how well Seth does in the leading role, and they possibly will give him his own SiriusXM show, which would actually be pretty cool. I'd listen to it. I like Seth and how he talks about sports anyway. So he talked about it candidly on the Rich Eisen show, and they were asking him, like, how do you feel? And he said, in 2015, my spirit was broken. I was devastated because I was trying to be the top guy. I was the workhorse guy. I didn't want my momentum to end. I was devastated. But now I'm married. I'm more settled. I have my family. I have my daughter. I have my wife. He said, I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just a stop. It's just a pause. He said he'll be back, and when he comes back, they'll go back and do what they wanted to do, or they'll be able to do something. He said that in this time frame he gets to spend some more time with his daughter, which is the upside of it, because they were going to be on a European tour very soon, and he wasn't going to be able to see her for a while. So he was like, it's a blessing in disguise. He gets to spend time with his daughter. And I was like, that's true. Seth is a workhorse. That's part of the reason why I'm kind of glad that he gets to have some time to himself. But for the most part, he did say that he knows his body very well. And by his own estimations, he feels like he's going to be out for a substantial amount of time. He said his goal is always to get back for Mania. Mania is always the goal. But even with this injury and everything in between, he said that it is possible that he may miss Mania this year. So we are just waiting for him to give us the rest of the tea on his injury. And for now, that is it. That's what he gave us, and that's going to be all. Now, Nicole, you had something you want to talk about when it came to Seth Rollins and his injury?
I think he needs to change his moveset. I think similarly, if speaking of Stone Cold earlier, Stone Cold early on in his career used to have a completely different type of moveset. Honestly, somewhat similar to Seth's current moveset. Seth, again, wants to wrestle for as long as possible, loves the business, loves X, Y, and Z. And I completely understand that. But for him, I think to add on to his longevity, even though he loves the way he wrestles, and that did get him as far as he did. His body can't keep up with it anymore, to be from my observations and other
Mhm.
people's observations as well, because again, this was a seed that was planted on my head due to a TikTok. I really, really think he needs to change his moveset. I think if he wants to stay within the business and wants to build more consistency, because for the past, I want to say maybe 3 years, he has had an injury per year.
One of them was his back, and then he had a knee injury.
Yeah, he had his
Um,
back, he had and two knees,
yep.
and I think something else prior. And he was also injured
Was his shoulder?
during
Thought it
during
was
COVID. He was injured for something during COVID.
his finger. Well, that was broken. That's why
I
he
don't
was wearing
It
the
was
remember.
gargle.
something weird.
I don't remember.
Oh,
But anyways, he's had a lot. He, like I said, almost for the past 3 4 years in a row, he has had an injury per year.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, yeah. So the past couple years, he has had some time off due to an injury. And it's getting to the point where his body, and he has said it before, like his body's not how it used to. It is wearing down. To preserve what he has left, he needs to change his moveset. Stone Cold did it, and he was able to last for he ended up having to retire anyway, because again, like his body was so broken down, and amongst other things. So that can expand on your lifespan within the ring, and I mean lifespan, like your lifespan with like wrestling wise. I think that's something that he really, really needs to like sit down and consider, because he can't, his body obviously is not supporting him wrestling how he always has been. I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything to that.
um, I never want to see anybody get injured to the point where they can't wrestle anymore. But as talked about, maybe he wanted to do producing. I think maybe, and this is just what I would do. And I don't know why I think Seth Rollins would be listening to this. I think if I was Seth, I would sit at home. Well, not sitting at home. That sounds horrible. When he's home, he needs to really think about what his next step he wants to do, because I don't want to see any guys from the modern era having to wrestle longer than they need to be. You don't need to be 60 out here, coming out here making a joke out of yourself after everything you've worked your ass off for. Um, you know, maybe, I don't want to say this, but maybe he would need to think about not wrestling anymore, because we've seen it with like guys. I mean, let's stay with Stone Cold. Stone Cold still has to wear those knee braces because both his knees are jacked up. Um, because like every time you see him, he's still wearing them. Uh, a lot of guys have changed up their ways of wrestling because they can't do the moves. Like AJ Styles is a perfect example. AJ's pushed in his what, mid 40s. He can't be doing the stuff that he used to do when he was in his like 20s, and he was like jumping off of like cages and shit, doing flips and everything. And maybe it would be time, especially if he's had issues with both knees and his back. If I was Seth, I would want to go out on a high note and be like, you know what? I got one more run in me. This is it. Do what he needs to do, and then transfer to the back. Start helping the new guys from NXT coming up, or start producing matches, start helping with creative, anything. Because I don't want to see anything bad happen to Seth in the ring. And I want him to be there for his daughter as she gets older and able to walk and do stuff with her. That's really all I got to say about Seth.
Period. Steph, I don't know. I called you Steph. Tiff. Anything you want to add?
See, this always happens. I get on something good, and StreamYard wants to fuck it all up.
Yeah. I don't know. I think as he's just needs to have um I just think he needs to be I'm trying to say this without sounding mean. I think he really needs to like have and like low key have like an honest conversation with himself. I think he needs to really
Okay, now y'all can hear me.
yeah, I
Sorry.
think yeah, so I think he really needs to have like an honest conversation with himself, with his capabilities and how he wants to move forward.
Um. Okay. So I agree with both of them. I think that they're both correct about him and his move sets and what he can do. I don't think his career is over. I do think he needs to remove the high flying stuff from his routine because it's detrimental to his knees at this point. If he can keep it at a minimum, that would be great. But like, the back flipping off of the middle ropes, like he might need to reassess and go back to traditional style wrestling and change his routine to or change his move set to benefit him more specifically. And he can do that while he's rehabbing and rethink how he wrestles. You know what I'm saying? Because he wrestles very much like Nathan Frazier. It's very fast, it's very high octane, it's based off of his agility and speed. And while that's all well and good, it also puts a lot of pressure on the knees and the joints. And after a while, it caves. It can't take it anymore. I don't think Seth is done though. I do think that he can worry about transitioning when the time comes. Right now, he needs to focus on just getting better. That is my only concern, is that he needs to heal and get better. Once that happens, then he can make a decision of what he wants to do. Either way, he's going to be a great producer. Whether he decides to do that is up to him. Um, but I'm sure he would. I don't think he's ever going to leave the business. It's his first love. It's what he's always wanted to do. So all I can tell him is good luck. I hope he does amazing things, and I hope he heals quickly and he has a speedy recovery and he comes back and he's 1,000 times better. With that being said, I'm going to end this live and then I'll come back and finish out Freestyle Wednesday for you guys. So make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe to both channels. I have been having my Psychdesigntvtoo banner up here this whole time because I'm an idiot. So my bad. But Down for the Count stuff is scrolling now. You can follow us on all our socials at Down for the Count 19 on Twitter and at D4TC underscore podcast on Instagram. Okay. I try to post on Instagram as often as possible, but I do not, and I can admit that. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow over on Down for the Count because we're going to have Midwest Melanin Mafia. And we'll talk more about more things. And we'll possibly go into SummerSlam possibilities and matches, especially after what we saw on Monday with Roman coming back. And a lot of people were concerned about Roman coming back on Monday Night Raw. But I would imagine Seth going down is part of the reason why he came back so early. Either that or he was coming back on Monday anyway, and Seth was popping up. Seth being there, that was going to start that. But either way, he was there. He got a huge pop, and the numbers for him being there were nutso. But we'll talk about that on Midwest Melanin Mafia tomorrow. Okay? So we'll see you guys next time, and I'll see you guys over on my channel for the rest of Freestyle Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Get this down. We're out.